What's going on, people, and welcome back to Kop Ultras Podcast show. I'm your host Poohan, and I'm going to talk about one thing only, which is Liverpool's road to number 7 in the Champions League campaign this season. So, the draw has already been made for this season's league phase of the Champions League, and we have been handed some massive nights at Anfield under the floodlights and some tricky, brutal away trips in Europe as well. So let's sort of like break down each opponent just a little bit. I give you a little bit of a preview of each of the opponents and see how are we going to fare against them in terms of tactical battles and also how Arne Slot's raids can go all the way this season. So let's get straight into it. So the first one would be basically the opponents that we are going to face. But before that, the only thing I'm going to highlight here in terms of the Champions League preview is what I've seen last season and the way Liverpool have played, performed in the Champions League right up to the last 16. Yes, unfortunately, we were eliminated. But one thing that I can say right now in terms of our performance as a whole, as a team, is the consistency is everything in this Champions League. Since it's the new format and all that. So basically, you can't afford a lot of slip ups, and especially in these away games for Liverpool, basically the ultimatum would be the top 8 finish. That is the utmost target that we are looking at, and we can't afford to have all these sort of like playoff detours and having to play that extra game just in order for us to excel in it. To advance into the Champions League last 16. So I think that is the absolute prerogative of Arne Slot. I think it's for the players. I think they are also very well aware as well in this term, and basically we just need to make sure that Anfield is a fortress for whoever is coming to face us there. Now, let's come back to the opponents. Let's break down the opponents now. So the first ever fixture that we are going to face is, yes, the return of the prodigal son, the academy star boy, the former academy star boy, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So this time he's returning to Anfield, not in a red shirt, but in a white. He's a Galactico, unfortunately. But we move forward. Let's see what this match brings. And sort of like for the last decade or so in Europe, this has been the rivalry that everyone has been looking forward to for sort of like the last decade or so. So we faced a lot of we faced them in finals, 2 finals. We've had our own heartbreaks. We've had our fair share of revenge games as well. And for basically Arne Slot, this is sort of like a chance to put a stamp on this team, and also in Europe as well. He needs to put a marker to say that Liverpool are sort of like a European juggernaut themselves as well. We won against them last season, and the Anfield crowd played such a crucial part in getting us that victory as well. Real Madrid are still a tricky, tough side. They are the juggernauts of Europe. I think it will be a very tricky one, but it would be a statement victory if we are able to pull off another one against Real Madrid this season in the Champions League. So with Real Madrid, and also not to forget, they do have a new manager in Xabi Alonso. Trent is also there. Does Trent actually play in this Champions League campaign for Xabi Alonso for Real Madrid? Highly unlikely, because Xabi Alonso would prefer Dani Carvajal over Trent Alexander-Arnold. So just give him a taste of, like, basically, yeah, you used to be our star boy, you used to be our academy player, you grew up with us, but it's time that we give you a little bit of taste of your own medicine, sort of something like that. So to get the 3 points against Real Madrid. So with Real Madrid, we also have to face Atletico Madrid as well. So Diego Simeone's side, they're very much a strong team, a very passionate team. He does have warriors in the team as well. Atletico Madrid are more of like a team that sit deep. They like to frustrate their opponents, and they always like to play on the counter attack. And we can expect sort of like a tactical chess match between Arne Slot and Diego Simeone. Usually Arne Slot has a tendency to change the formations in the game, and it'll be very exciting to watch how we play. A tricky side, but hopefully we can use Anfield advantage I mean, Anfield as an advantage for us to win against Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid as well. So the next one would be PSV Eindhoven. We've faced them before in the group stages in that sort of format. They might not be the stronger side on paper, but then in the Dutch league, they are a sort of like a force to be reckoned with in the Dutch league. So they are a dangerous, very pressing side. Sort of like don't really have that star power of Real Madrid, like I said previously, but they are, we cannot underestimate our opponents in this format of the Champions League. So basically that's what I'm trying to say. So we just have to be very careful, or if not, we would be paying the price. So the next up would be, I think, Karabakh. We will not be putting in the heavy traveling, all the way to Karabakh to face them. But Karabakh ideally will have a long journey ahead of them when they come into Anfield. So on paper, they are basically the weakest side. But these are the games that you must win in order to put your marker in the Champions League. And these are the 4 teams that we'll be facing in the home matches of our Champions League campaign. And then when we look at our away fixtures, pretty tricky fixtures that we are sort of looking at. We have our Champions League, former Champions League finalists Inter Milan, really strong side. We're going to play at the San Siro, always very hostile and a very passionate sort of set of fans, a very historic stadium as well. And we've had our fair share of victories at San Siro as well. So hopefully we can replicate that sort of like victories against them. They do have Inter Milan do have that European pedigree. They were former Champions League finalists. They do have sort of this tactically. They are very disciplined, and definitely the fans would make it very hostile. I've seen a few games where we faced Inter Milan and AC Milan. The crowd is really loud, and they really boo you to an extent that they really get inside your head. So it's very interesting to see how the atmosphere is at the San Siro. This kind of matches, basically, I would expect more of a scrap rather than a very tactically viewed football match against Inter Milan. And then the next opponent that we'll be facing away would be Marseille at the Stade Velodrome in France. We've had our fair share of victories and losses against Marseille. I would not lie to you, but the team has a lot of passion. It's always hostility and noise, exactly like the San Siro as well. They are basically more of like a very unpredictable sort of team. I don't really watch them, so I don't really know what to expect from them. So the unpredictability is a factor heading into this Champions League face-off against them. Let's see. I mean, it's a tough away trip as well. In the past, we've experienced that. I've watched it, so I know. And the last but not least, the last away fixture would be against Galatasaray at Istanbul in Turkey. So they are also passionate fans, sort of like a very unpredictable team. They are strong in their league. The fans are very ultra over there. I mean, they have very, very passionate fans, and they would sort of like in the mold of how we see the likes of Dortmund's, the fan base, PSG ultra fan base. We have to be very calm in that sense heading into, and also have a lot of control in terms of possession. How do we attack? How do we keep possession in this game in Turkey? So this is how our away and home fixtures look like in the Champions League. Now, the big question is, how is Arne going to adapt and navigate this campaign, this Champions League campaign? So basically, like I said in the beginning itself, Anfield has to be a fortress. And if we get a chance to beat Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid at home, now the skills will tip heavily on our favor. It will work so much in our control, and we sort of like we put a marker in the Champions League saying that we are also sort of like the team to beat. And the crowd energy as well, like I said, Anfield has to be that 12th man. You have to bring all your energy, you have to bring all your passion, try to rally the team behind them and try to get these important victories at Anfield. And then survivability in the away games is of the utmost importance. That will be my second point. the priority in terms of what are we going to achieve in these away games are the most important ones. Slot has a tactic, I mean, as a style where he likes possession game, and he likes to keep the crowd very quiet. He likes to, pressure the defense of the opponents as and when necessary. He doesn't let the players overdo it, and he also has this ability to change the formations in the game. And the most important thing would be the squad rotation. I think that is of the utmost importance, and our squad depth is the key here. We have 8 Champions League games, and we have a host of Premier League games coming up, and also we are also going to have to defend our Premier League title as well this season. That is why we have made all these key signings for our teams. We've replaced a lot of the players who did not contribute as much last season. So depth is of the key importance. I mean, the squad depth is of the key importance in this season, in the Champions League and in the Premier League as well. The key players that he needs to manage heavily would be Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, and Konate. So ideally, in these 4 players, we do have good backups. I mean, we have good squad players like Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Wataru Endo, who can do the job, and he needs to manage their fatigue levels, their stamina. I think that is of the importance, because we tend to sort of dip at a certain point in time. Now we've added some important signings, key signings there, and we've added a little bit of depth. And with the eventual arrival of Alexander Isak and also Mark Guehi, hopefully, so there is that certain level of depth there, so that can sort of take away all these sort of pressures and things from Arne Slot's mind, and hopefully we can push on from there. And basically that is about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that Arne Slot has the squad depth and the tactical nuances to push and advance in this Champions League campaign? Let me know also, who do you think would be shining as sort of the European, on the biggest European stage, who would be shining for us in this campaign? Would it be Mo Salah, who had a fantastic season last season? Could it be Cody Gakpo? It also could be some of our new signings as well, like Florian Wirtz, or our fullbacks, Kirkes, Frimpong. Or maybe it could be some of our underrated players as well, like Dominic Szoboszlai. So you never know. So do let me know in the comments, who do you think would make an impact in the Champions League campaign this season. Let me know what you guys think in terms of squad depth. Is it good enough? Are we able to handle the pressures of the Champions League and also in the Premier League? And I think that's about it. And hopefully, it's a big season ahead this season. We are going to attack on all fronts. We're going to, compete for all the titles, all the domestic titles, European title as well. Hopefully, we can get into the top 8 finish in the Champions League and progress further into the last 16 and all the way to the final. So that's about it. And thank you so much for your time. Definitely hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment on this video. Your thoughts mean a lot to me. I'll be posting snippets of this video on TikTok as well. You can head on over there and you guys can engage with me in the comments as well. Happy to hear your thoughts, what you guys think. So Europe awaits. I was about to say Anfield awaits. No, Europe awaits. And for Trent, basically, Anfield awaits. We will welcome him with open arms, and I'm waiting for that clash to happen. So up the Reds, and take care. I'll see you guys very soon. Like I always say, you'll never walk alone, guys. Take care and see you guys soon.